Hey, what's up? This is your boy Real, and today we're going to talk about sex addiction. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Hit the notification bell to be up to date when I post new and exciting videos. I post new videos every Friday, and without further ado, let's get it in. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about sex addiction. Sex addiction is something that I've dealt with ever since I was a young child. From being molested by my bus driver, and ever since then getting into porn, and from porn getting into very sexual habits and getting into relationships and having a lot of sex with a certain individual. It went ahead and fueled a sex addiction in me that has been very hard for me to deal with. And with that being said, with me getting into a relationship with somebody who was 9 years older than me, got into a situation with her where instead of being in a relationship first, we were just sex buddies, and all we would do was just go to a park and have sex. And that lasted probably 2-3 hours, sometimes all day. And after that being done, I would go ahead and go home and get myself together and come back on another day where we could go ahead and have sex. And then after that, we ended up getting into a relationship further on down the line. And the relationship was very hard to deal with because I was 19 at the time. And with me being so young, she was able to tell me a lot of lies. Because she was actually living with someone, and it was her ex, but at the same time, they were still working things out. And I didn't know that. I was young, I was dumb at the time, and things of that nature really, went ahead and took its toll on me. From learning that truth. In any case, I would go over there to her house, and we would talk, and we would smoke, and we would chill, and we would have sex. That would be for a long time, actually. With us dating, we would do certain things, go out and certain stuff here and there, but most of the time it would just be sex. And then we got into a really deep relationship. We went ahead and we lived together for a little while and things like that. We were together consistently for 3 years. And that really went ahead and made me learn a lot about not only women but also deception. Not to mention just learning a lot about myself in a sexual manner, and learning a lot about different sexual things. So when it came down to it, we ended up, because it wasn't a good relationship, we went ahead and we was physical between each other. We went ahead and we used to argue, we used to yell, we used to throw things, and I think all these things went ahead and came about because we did not go ahead and start off the relationship the right way like it should have been. And then with all that being done, I went ahead and got into a certain situation where I ended up having to leave the house because cops were called and things like that. And, we ended up having to get in a situation, and we had to go ahead and separate between me and her. So therefore, when it come down to it, I ended up getting into that situation and making peace and all that stuff after, a hard situation of going to jail and things like that of that nature. So she ended up going ahead and apologizing and things like that, because stuff that she did wasn't right, and I ended up apologizing, and stuff that I did wasn't right, because yeah, it got a little physical and things of that nature. So but in any case, with that being done, and me and her getting into that physical altercation, I was able to go ahead and come to grips with the situation that, this situation has to be over. I ended up moving out of the house with her and got into my own place, and there was a certain point in myself where I still felt, after making peace, it was fine, but she was starting rumors and things like that, and I ended up getting into a spot where I ended up having a lot of rage. So I ended up working a lot in order for me to fuel military action. And for me to do that, the Lord went ahead and allowed me to cut my thumb. So I went ahead and I was at work, and I went ahead and I was using these flat hooks, and I was grinding the burrs down off the hooks, and my thumb got cut from the I forgot what the thing's called. Anyways, my thumb was cut, and I went ahead and cut my nerve, my ligament, and my tendon. And I had to have surgery for them to reattach my nerve back to my thumb, and then another surgery in order for me to get out a lot of scar tissue that was in my thumb. And after that, the Lord went ahead and took me to another place in my life, and that was my first real journey I had with God. And He started teaching me a whole lot of things, and then I started learning a lot and seeing a lot, and that was a great experience I went ahead and I had. And I thank God for that, because it could have went ahead and been a whole big situation where it could have been way worse than what it is. I mean, there have been times where if I've raged out so bad that if I had my gun on me, I would have shot her. So it just was that bad. And I'm glad that this stuff is over with and it's out of the way, because with that physical altercation, it really just got to a point where it's just a fatal attraction. And fatal attractions are not good, they're bad, because it doesn't matter how much you love that person, you can still go ahead and still get to a point where it's just a hatred that is just unbearable. And that type of thing you need to get away from, excuse me. Alright. When it comes to sex addiction, sex addiction is very difficult. It is one of those things that can become an idol if you ain't careful, and it'll place itself before God. And that's the type of thing that we need to get away from. So please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Hit the notification bell to be up to date when I post new and exciting videos. I post new videos every Friday, and I love you guys. God bless you, and see you next week. Bye.